What's going on, guys? You are listening to Beyond the Fantasy Football Podcast. Make sure you wait till the end of the show to catch our Twitter handle and our YouTube channel. Hop on Twitter, give us a follow, hop on YouTube, hit that subscribe button for all of your weekly fantasy football updates. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you on the other side. All right, we are back. Second edition of Beyond the Fantasy Football Podcast, where we take you beyond all of the goodness that is fantasy football. I'm joined with my co-host Dylan Gibson and Michael Gibson.
What's going on?
And again, Jared Hall is going to join us today in the booth. So welcome, Jared, again.
What's up?
It's it. We're here. We are what? 27 hours away.
Oh yeah,
30,
Yeah,
yeah,
8:30.
we're ready to go.
We're recording this at 5 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon, week 1. We are here. All the talk is done. Yeah, I would imagine most fantasy football teams have been drafted. So everybody's
somebody could draft tonight, but that's
I'm
real
sure
close.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some drafts going on tonight. All right, today what we're gonna do, Michael had the idea. Let's do top 50 dynasty assets. So I think this is going to be, there are 4 different heads in here that have different views on guys. So this could get a little heated / interesting / fun. I think it'll be a good time.
Could be the last episode of the podcast.
No, it's going to be a really good time. We got it set up. We're going to work through this. Each guy here, kind of frame it for anybody that's listening. Each guy here is going to have the final say in a position. So I'm going to go at one. We're all going to talk about it. I'm going to nominate a guy, and the guys will talk about it, whether they agree, disagree, whatever. And then I'll have the final say for the first, and then the second, Jared will have it, and then the third, Dylan will have it, and the fourth, Michael will have it, and we'll go in that order so you guys can kind of know what's going on here. Guys, got any thoughts before we get this thing going?
I was just looking at it. We might only make it to like 25 here because we're gonna be cutting it real. We're gonna be going real long, going all 50. But we'll
Let's
see.
do it. Let's do it. I got enough bandwidth to upload a 4-hour podcast. To hell with it. Whatever. All right. So first, best dynasty asset, Barkley for sure. To me, Anybody disagree with Saquon Barkley being
1.01, you got to go Saquon Barkley.
in a dynasty league?
Yeah.
Barkley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talent's there. Situation's only going to get better.
The guy, I mean, just to say it, he looks like an absolute elite talent that hasn't been around since like last time somebody as good was like Adrian Peterson in his prime was. Yeah, that's what he looks like from week 1.
He's a cross between Barry Sanders and Adrian Peterson,
which
absolutely.
is terrifying.
When you're
He's
talking
incredible,
like 1.01 in redraft, and you're saying, it's preference between the big 4 running backs, and then you look into dynasty, and Saquon's that much younger and that much fresher than all the other guys. I mean,
yeah,
Saquon Barkley,
and he's just better.
Yeah,
he's already
he's already better.
The only thing holding him back in
league.
redraft is the Giants this year. So I mean, it's going to get better.
Yeah, I mean, he's 22.
It can only get better.
It can only get better. And he's already in an unbelievable
That
spot.
man's thighs.
Yeah. So his thighs are literally bigger than my waist.
Could all 4 of us tackle him at the same time?
Hell no. The first person that hits him is going to be
we'd all be laying on the ground.
And we're pretty big guys. I don't know for the people listening.
I'm huge.
Oh God, that's great. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's go. Jared, who you got?
Me next?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Put a guy up.
I got to go with our boy Christian McCaffrey at number 2. I like him more than the next 2 guys, which I think would be Kamara. But I like him more than everybody else. He's in a great situation right now. He's the bell cow. He is. I mean, this is PPR. He catches. He caught over 100 balls last year. It's just going to continue. I don't see anything going away from Christian. He hasn't had any injury problems so far. So he's my number 2.
I like it a lot. I mean, he's that kind of new age running back you're looking to see. Like, he can do everything. He's so involved in the passing game. He stays healthy. He's going to be balling for years.
I'm going to go Zeke.
I went Zeke too.
He just signed a 6-year deal to be with that offensive line.
Talk to him.
Can't beat it. Cam Newton's a little shaky with Carolina. What happens if he does go down? You get a full season of Kyle Allen or Will Greer, McCaffrey stats, McCaffrey, whatever.
It's about to be McCaffrey if
dump off the table, dude. It's going to be.
My thing is that, so we are recording this on the day that Zeke signed. So the Cowboys have clearly committed to Zeke. You can talk about the off the field stuff, whatever. Zeke is already signed, so you're not going to have that problem with Zeke when it comes to having to sign again. Christian McCaffrey is eventually going to have to get off his rookie deal and have to sign again. And that's clearly becoming an issue that's being talked about. I don't know if it'll be an issue for Christian McCaffrey, but as a dynasty owner, you're not going to have to worry about it. So the only thing that holds you back from Zeke is a potential off-the-field thing. I'm hoping that at this point that will subside. He's being more and more involved in the passing game. He's with a better offensive line, without a doubt. I think he's going to be more focused in that offense than Christian McCaffrey would be in the Panthers offense going forward. I think the Panthers receiving core is going to be better. I think a healthy Cam is going to lead to goal line touches for McCaffrey, less goal line touches for McCaffrey. So I'm going Zeke. Michael went Zeke. So we're split here.
You make a lot of good points. Oh, go ahead, Dylan.
Well, you go ahead, Jared. I was going to kind of wrap it up.
I was going to say you make a lot of good points, and I actually had Zeke a little, I think at like 5th. I would actually, you make very good points about him. Without Dak Prescott on the field, he's still going to be a beast. That's a very good point about McCaffrey. If Newton goes down again this year, he's definitely going to take a hit. Our offensive line isn't nearly as good as the Cowboys' offensive line. So it's all good points. I think that I'd still give Christian the edge simply because it's PPR.
There you go. He is going to catch a lot of balls. He could set the record. Dylan, you got anything to wrap us up?
No, I still like McCaffrey there. I think he's catching those passes. He's going to look good for years.
I like it.
Any bad quarterback's going to be dumping off to him 10 times a game anyways.
Bad quarterbacks may be dumping off to him more than an elite quarterback. Anywho, let's go. Dylan, who you got third?
All right, well, I don't think anyone's going to argue. I have Ezekiel Elliott at third.
Got to be Zeke right here.
Yep, I'm cool with that. Jared, you got anything? Is there a reason that you would like Kamara over Zeke here at this point?
I'm
assuming that's where we're going to go with 4. Not to steal Mike's thunder.
I would actually. Like I said, I think initially when I was making them, I would agree. Zeke at 3 is probably good.
I think they're building Kamara for like longevity. I think
true.
He's balling out, splitting.
Sean
splitting
Payton
carries more
has
than these
said
other
he
three
wants to limit
guys.
him to kind of 70-75%. So he's never going to be that feature back like a Zeke.
Yeah.
But
so I mean,
his
if you're
longevity.
sitting,
How much longer you got left to Breeze? Does the whole offense change? Does Sean Payton stick around to teach Taysom Hill? Come
Surely
on,
they're
that
not
whole
gonna roll
offense is going to be
Taysom Hill.
different.
I mean, if you're sitting there at 1.03 in a dynasty startup, and you have Zeke and Kamara there, who are you going to take?
I agree. I'll take Zeke.
Take Zeke.
we're
Okay.
taking
Yeah.
Zeke.
All right. We're good. Michael,
in.
go ahead. We'll go Zeke.
Guys, I'm going to go a little different here at number 4 with a guy named Odell Beckham.
Woo!
I don't have him much farther. I had him at 6.
I have him at 6 as well.
I have Odell
Too
at
low.
5th, so
Too
So
low.
I
5th is way
understand.
too low. Get out of here.
What would be your reasoning for having him above? Well, let's go with DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, okay. DeAndre Hopkins, quarterback proof. Odell Beckham, quarterback proof. We've seen Hopkins ceiling with Deshaun Watson. You know, it's solid, whatever. We haven't seen
It's wide receiver
Beckham
1.
ceiling. We hadn't seen Beckham ceiling with Baker Mayfield. There's a chance here you're looking at a Randy Moss 07 type season.
I don't disagree with any of that. My problem is that the health has been a concern. That is the big glaring thing. I don't know how he's going to gel, and it's a new offense. So right now, if I'm going to start up, Odell's 26 and D-Hop's 27. So for me, if you put me in that position, I'm taking D-Hop if I'm taking a receiver there. At 4, I've got Kamara at 4 just because if you put me at 1.04, I want that last elite running back.
that's what I was going to say. I think Odell's awesome. I have him as my first receiver, but I think what I want to know from Michael is, how do you put him above Kamara right there?
How do I put him above Kamara? I wrote it down in ink and just sat it there. But no, I think Kamara's situation could change a lot quicker than people think. Breeze maybe got this year left, and that's it. And then you're looking at, a good talent for sure, but if that offense is not the Saints offense we're used to, I'm not sure Kamara is an elite asset.
I don't know, man. Odell spends a little too much time laying around in bed with.
He's
gonna
be focused this year. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a chip on his shoulder the size of Cleveland, man. He's ready to roll.
That is a dirty, filthy chip too.
I'm going to use
Cleveland's a
my
nasty player.
power here to put Beckham on the board.
Beckham is on the board. Michael's doing it. Okay, so let's talk about some names we still got here. I'm going to nominate Alvin Kamara. I think Kamara, if you're at 1.05 and Beckham gets taken at 1.04, you're taking the last of the elite running backs before D-Hop. That's me. That's what I would do. Any contrary opinions here?
I've got Hopkins at 5. I'm just not sold on the Saints situation.
Okay.
I'm ready
Okay.
for it to all come tumbling down.
I mean, I see what you're saying about the Saints, but I think that Kamara is a guy who is also quarterback proof. He's a guy who can catch tons of passes. He's a guy who's a beast runner. He can run between the tackles.
We've
outside
made
the tackles.
we've made several points about why McCaffrey's so good, about the whole dump down thing. I think Kamara can do the same thing, so it doesn't.
He can do the exact same.
It
thing.
doesn't matter a whole lot, and I don't want to. I mean, that's pretty tongue in cheek because the quarterback could change there, and we could see. We don't know what it looks
Yeah.
like without Drew Brees in New Orleans.
I have Kamara
Not
here
good.
too, but my only question with Kamara, and I can't. That's why I can't group him with the big 3 running backs. Is they insist on always like investing so much on getting him a quality backup that like it's just prepared to split
A
carries,
thumper,
prepared
yeah.
to take over. I mean, you don't see that with nobody's. They're not investing on anyone with Barkley or McCaffrey or Zeke. We're talking like 5th and 6th round
Yeah.
rookie running backs
They
backing
paid
them up.
good money for Latavius.
They did.
Okay. Well,
I still
I'm
have
using. I'm going to use my
Kamara at
power
4.
here to get to do Kamara because I feel
Throw him
like
on the board.
we need to go ahead and knock these out because I feel like the middle of this rankings is going to get spicy.
Yeah, these are all pretty close here.
Okay. Who you got at 6, Jared?
So at 6, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so I have used. So we haven't put up D-Hop. Yeah. So yeah, DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, I think after those running backs are all off the board, the next best guy is definitely DeAndre Hopkins. He's tied to Deshaun Watson. Even if Watson goes down, we've seen him ball out with random scrubs.
As long as it's not Osweiler, he's okay.
Yeah,
that's the one guy that
cool
can
with
ruin it.
If you are drafting at, and I'm going to say this probably 10 more times, if you're drafting at 1.06 in a dynasty startup and DeAndre Hopkins is there, and those 5 names are gone, you take D-Hop, no
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
right?
no,
just,
I think he is.
right?
I
I
actually
have somebody different next. Juju Smith-Schuster is 22
Nope.
years old.
Nope. Yeah, sure.
He is 22 years old.
Okay,
that
well-
comes
He
to
may
mind.
be.
I'm not taking him over D-Hop.
I
have seen what D-Hop can do with a bad quarterback and a bad offense on a bad team, and I have not seen what Juju can do
You'll
without
get the chance
Antonio
to see
Brown.
what Juju can do with a bad quarterback in a couple of years.
That's true. We are going to see that.
There's no telling that Ben Roethlisberger. He probably won't even make it through this full season. I mean, he hardly ever does. So yeah, you might get that chance this year.
We'll see.
I think you can set it and forget it with Juju for 10 years, though. I kind of like that. I got him barely over Hopkins.
Nope.
Who's okay? So
fair.
Jared's power here. We're going D-Hop.
Yeah, D-Hop.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hate it at all, but
Dylan's up next.
all right. Well, next I have Juju Smith-Schuster
Okay.
because of age and because of I think he's right up there with those guys. with
Michael
what he can do
immediately
this year.
goes,
There's just no way. I mean, we haven't seen what this guy can do without Antonio Brown taking the number 1 corner away from him. Pittsburgh's kind of sliding more run focused. There's a whole lot of red flags for this guy. I want to see him with that number 1 corner on him for a year and see how he does.
I understand that. I love Juju. I had him.
Jared just likes Juju because he's Juju.
I
He
like
doesn't,
him.
doesn't
He's-
even know about
but he's
football. He's
also-
just like, I
he's
like
a
the
hot
guy.
stuff.
He's
I just
also
love
a
him.
lot of fun to watch. I mean, the guy he's electric. He's got
Yeah, he's a
top
good player
end
for
speed.
sure.
He's got great hands. He's got great route running. I mean, I love the guy as well.
When you break
I,
that huddle and you see Dante Moncrief running out there and San Antonio Brown, oh.
Okay, so my top 5 wide receivers are a little cloudy. They're all pretty close. So somebody give me an argument for who's after Hopkins if it's not Juju.
So if
Tyreek Hill.
If we've got I was gonna say if we've got
like
Odell
Tyreek.
at the top and then DeAndre Hopkins, my next guy is actually Tyreek Hill. I know that people are kind of down on him. He likes, hurting little children, which is
That's
obviously a red flag.
Allegedly.
That's allegedly. He's not face any criminal charges.
He's allegedly a piece of shit, and it's not just from that one thing.
Bulletproof.
But yeah, his talent's unbelievable. Nobody in the league is as fast as this guy. Nobody can cover him.
Marquise
and-
Goodwin says hello.
Yeah.
He's hurt all the time, but that's neither here nor there.
Tyreek Hill is like a supercharged Steve Smith. Steve Smith, if you gave him just turbo boosters.
Gave him Nos to run with.
All right, well,
Yeah.
Have you been swayed?
let me hear Will. What do you got? Juju,
I
Tyreek,
put Adams there. Adams 26. Juju's 22, so I get that argument. I like Juju.
Oh, Tyreek's also tied to the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, that's my
helps.
that's my tiebreaker right now.
Devontae Adams is tied to Aaron Rodgers. He's not far
Lame.
behind. I'm just saying.
Have you
I'm
seen
saying
that guy's mustache?
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna go ahead and be the first one to flop, and I'll throw Tyreek up here.
Okay.
Tethered to Patrick
Thank you.
Mahomes. He'll be all right off the field, hopefully. But yeah, Tyreek Hill, number 7.
Okay. All right. Michael's up. So we've taken. So I'm just gonna. I'll do it at 10. Never mind. Michael's up. Michael's up with the 8th pick here.
Guys, this guy had 1,400 yards. Does that sound like a lot? Anybody interested in that?
How many
With
years?
Nick Mullins, C.J. Berthard at quarterback.
Oh my
You can
God.
also start him at tight end. What do y'all think about that? Elite
That's
talent.
early.
I mean, I can have 1,400 yards at receiver with Devontae Adams, or I can have 1,400 yards.
This man
at
has
tight
played
end.
one season.
Say his name.
Whew. George Kittle.
He's had one season of production.
1,400 yards.
You are
worth of production.
taking, if
So-
you're starting right now, you are taking a man that's played one season
Absolutely.
over Juju, Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Todd Gurley, Travis Kelce,
you can read the
Julio
whole
Jones,
list.
Leonard Fournette. You're taking
Yeah,
in front
Well,
of
he
all
definitely
those
taken over
names.
Kelce in Dynasty.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
That is
100%. You're looking at having a big time positional advantage for at least probably a 4 to 5 year window.
okay. So
which is
Michael's
just
talking about
huge.
something. So let's just go ahead and so somebody that's not like super familiar with what's going on. So at tight end, it's a lot of you're obviously balancing out like how can I outscore my opponent from week to week. So even if tight end may not quote unquote be the most like beautiful position to and it's not targeted a whole lot. A lot of these guys get big names, but if you can at tight end have a guy that produces close to what a wide receiver 1 does,
Wide receiver 1, yeah.
it's
It is
in
100
scoring.
yards is
So-
wide receiver 1.
So
I'll say this. So you got George Kittle in your lineup, 1,400 yards. You're looking across the room. You got Mark Andrews going against you, something like that, like maybe a 500, 600-yard guy. But at receiver, say you got Devontae Adams, 1,400 yards. You can have a 1,000-yard, 1,100-yard, actually 1,200-yard Brandon Cooks right across the room kind of thing. Or anybody,
I don't
really.
I don't disagree with any of that, but I think that you can do it in the exact opposite order of,
Even
of what you're saying. I'm saying you can take Juju here, and then if you're literally sitting here drafting in a room full of guys like we're sitting in now, you can take Kittle in the next round.
No, you can't because Michael's picking him
Yeah,
up.
I'm not doing it based on ADP. You guys said come here with your assets value.
So if
I
you
didn't
value
come
him
here and
that
grab
high,
that ADP sheet.
that is a hill I'm willing to die on. That's too high on him, but you're the man right here. So if you go
I'm
George
telling you,
Kittle,
unless somebody can sway me, I mean,
think
Yeah,
there's-
so
Why would I want 1,400
I'm
receiver?
tackle something Michael just said, just to throw out there. This is a list based on like the value of the assets. This is not ADP. Obviously, he could get Kittle later in the draft, but would he trade somebody he could take right now straight up for Kittle? He's saying no. So that's kind of what the list is portraying.
you would not take Leonard Fournette, Juju.
and I love Leonard Fournette. No,
And that's why I said him first. You would not take Devontae Adams straight up for George Kittle right now?
Me personally,
You
no.
have you
Yeah,
have seen one season out of this man.
I see
I'm not
what-
calling you crazy, but that's damn near crazy.
I saw enough.
I
It was
see-
Nick Mullins at quarterback. Now he's got Jimmy Garoppolo, which is a pretty big upgrade. There's no receivers there worth even mentioning.
Yeah,
Kyle Shanahan.
I see it. I don't think any points
you
that
get
you've
to watch
made
the
are
4 o'clock
crazy.
games. I mean,
I'm just going with the
Here's the thing
seg-
that I would say is that yes, I think this is his peak value. He can't really go up anymore. You're putting him at
those
peak
touchdowns. He only had
value
5
of him.
touchdowns last year. So if he drops to say 1,200
Okay.
yards and gets up to 10 touchdowns,
Yeah.
I just don't think that you can.
I do think that the offense has nowhere to go but up. The offense is
Yeah.
going to get better. They're going to have more
As
chances
a
to
whole.
score
and they don't
in the red
really
zone.
have a goal line back.
So that's I mean I get
prototypical
it.
one.
I'm cool. I'm cool
definitely
with it.
interesting.
I'm cool with it. That is a damn near molten lava hot take. But what do you think? Can anybody sway him off of? I mean, this is
sway me, bruh.
This is what is he? He is. I'm looking at him. 20. He's 25.
I mean, you have about the same arguments for. I mean, why can't you put Juju up there? He's younger. He's
Because I'm not going to.
okay. I mean,
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's
Put him
let's
up-
do it.
put him
You
up
do
there,
it.
bro.
Do it.
Put
He
him up
says
there.
George Kittle is going at the 8 spot. Okay. All right. So it's back to me. I'm gonna go. I have Adams ahead of Juju on my list. I'm up for debate, but let's make this quick. I think that Adams deserved to be above Juju just because I've seen what Adams can do. I think the Packers offense is going to get better. I don't know what Juju can do. The uncertainty thing is the only reason that I'm taking Adams over Juju right now. In next year this time, it's probably Juju by a landslide. Probably.
Nope.
But I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know that you see I tethered to Aaron Rodgers. That's great, but I don't know how much longer is that going to be a thing. One, and I don't know that you see.
Did you see Chad Johnson cry literal
Give or take.
tears
He's
watching
got more
this
time
man?
than Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, but I don't know that you see Juju, you see Hopkins, you see Odell, you see Julio, and you see Adams playing football, and I don't think that you see Adams as good of a talent as those type of guys.
I don't know.
mean,
He's
Aaron
a-
Rodgers makes him.
He's a heck of a route runner, man. Those slants, he kills it on that. Like even coming out of Fresno State, he
He's
could
a
do that
great
mess.
route runner, but
I'm cool with going Juju here. I don't like it.
as
I
many,
didn't put
as
it there.
many years as Juju might have with
I
a
would
bad
say-
quarterback at the Roethlisberger, he's got those kind of years to make up. He's only 22 years old.
I see it. I don't
hate
necessarily
Adams there,
disagree with what you're saying.
I don't hate. I had
Juju
Adams
here.
there.
I'm gonna make it quick. Juju.
Whatever
we
you
can talk
wanna
about
do.
Adams in a
Yeah,
second.
Whatever you
I
wanna
mean,
do.
Adams.
Your
I have
pick.
him back to back in my
It's
list.
my
It's
pick.
up to you,
I'm
brother.
gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Adams.
Adams is
Boom.
26. Juju is 22. I'm gonna get Juju off the board.
Oh,
Okay, I like it.
so good.
Okay, so Jared's up here. So we
Dang.
took Juju. So this is our 10th. This is our top 10. So you're rounding out our top 10 here, Jared.
So I will go with Devontae Adams here.
Okay.
Yeah, I like him, and right below him, I have Michael Thomas.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers is around longer than Drew Brees. Sorry, and he just catches touchdowns.
And a good offense. That offense has got nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
I really feel like they're going to be a better offensive team this year.
Yeah, new head coach.
So-
I thought.
So Adams at 10?
McCarthy. Had
Yeah,
Throw him
his
out
target
there,
share
bro.
Adams
is
at
gonna be
10.
ridiculous
Okay,
for,
so
like,
let's
the
recap
foreseeable
really
future.
quick. Barkley at 1, CMC, Christian McCaffrey at 2, Zeke at 3, Odell at 4, Kamara at 5, D Hop at 6, Tyreek Hill at 7, Kittle at 8. Good Lord. Juju at 9, Devontae Adams at 10. So Dylan's going to start us here with our next 10. Ready, go.
Give me Nick Chubb right here.
Nick
at 10, or 11.
Chubb. He likes Chubb over
Nick
the
Chubb dipping back into the running backs right here.
I have Michael Thomas ahead of Nick Chubb right now. Tell me why you picked Nick Chubb over. You would like
I think
Chubb
he's
over-
young. I think he's in that prolific offense for a while. I think he's going to be awesome. I mean,
So you've said everything
The
that
scoring
same about Michael
opportunities.
Thomas. He's young. He's in a prolific offense.
well,
I could see Nick Chubb moving up into that top tier.
I just haven't seen it yet.
right
Are you
below
going
Zeke
upside
and
here? Or are you
Kamara.
going? What are you
I
going
don't
for?
think Michael Thomas. I mean, he's with Drew. It's the same arguments Michael had for Kamara. I mean, that offense is not going to be the same thing here in a couple of years. I mean,
Not a couple years. Probably 2020 will be different. I
Yeah.
don't think Breeze sticks around much longer.
Michael Thomas is
maybe
a
one more year.
he looks like a.
I would say
juiced
I
up,
would say
fast
at max
tight end.
too.
I mean, he's not going to be getting all those touchdown opportunities when Drew Brees leaves that place.
Okay.
Nick Chubb,
I'm
he's
with it.
always going to have the touchdown opportunities. He's with Baker Mayfield, Odell. That Browns offense is insane.
I'm with it. I agree. I was just
I've
playing
got
the
Michael
devil's
Thomas and
advocate.
Chubb neck and neck, so I
Yeah.
don't care what we do
Yeah.
here.
So Chubb, going Chubb. Dylan goes Chubb at
Nick
11.
Chubb,
I
yeah.
like it. Cool. The Chubbster. Michael, who you got here? This will probably be something.
I'm going to play it safe here. Michael Thomas.
Atta boy.
He's got another year left of Drew Brees. They'll probably bring in somebody that can throw, I would think. They're not
Yeah.
just going to leave him high and dry. He'll be fine. I don't think he's as elite as like a Beckham or a Hopkins or
Yeah.
even in the same breath, but I like him here. Put him on the board. I don't
Cool.
think there's any talk about it.
Let's go to 13. So Michael Thomas is at 12. 13 here, and I struggle with this.
This is where it gets dicey, Brad.
Yeah. See, this is a whole lot of like good talent, but question marks. There's a bunch of question marks. I should put Dalvin Cook here,
Mm-hmm.
but on my
agree,
list
yeah.
I have James Conner. That's what what I have.
Terminator, Brad.
I have James Conner. He's a year. They are the same age. They're both 24. Cook and Conner. Cook has been dinged up and banged up. I just haven't seen it yet. I'm more of a like, show me what you got, and I'll pay your worth then, as opposed to the upside guy. That's just the way I am.
I think they're both wrong, but I'll let you.
Who?
Finish.
No, that's fine. Well,
Nah,
tell
it's
me.
fine.
Spoil me here.
Well, I just
That's why we're doing this.
personally, in front of both of those guys, as far as running backs, I've got a wide receiver ahead of them. I'll go next, but I have Joe Mixon ahead of Dalvin Cook and James Conner. James Conner and Dalvin Cook both have a pretty big injury history. Guys, they can't.
Mixon doesn't exactly stay out of the trainer's room either a whole lot. I mean, he gets dinged up too. He's in a crowded backfield.
Offensive line is trash.
I'm not totally convinced that James Conner's going to lose carries to anybody. He's in a good offense for the next 2 or 3. As long as Ben Roethlisberger's there, they're going to be a good offense.
Sure.
Dalvin Cook, if he's healthy, is to me the man there. So I'm putting that in front of a guy that has good talent, but he's in a bad offense with Gio Bernard standing behind him. That's just me. So I'm going Conner here unless somebody can tell me that Dalvin Cook is a better
I like
back.
Dalvin Cook better. I don't think there's anybody behind him going to mess with him at all. I like Jalen Samuels a little bit in Pittsburgh to get some passing work and get involved a little bit. Dalvin Cook's just the better running back. Conner, it has proven he's a workhorse, but I think Dalvin Cook's just more exciting. He's more electric. He can break off those bigger runs a little better than Conner. I think his value is going to skyrocket at the start of the season when he starts running, and while he's staying healthy, I'd take Dalvin Cook here.
Health is the only question mark. Otherwise, I go Cook without a doubt. Who do you have? You make the decision, Michael. Tell me between. Tell me between those two. I'm stuck between
those
the two.
I'll go Dalvin just barely. I got him in the same tier.
I agree. Dalvin Cook over James Conner.
We will.
Draft
I'm gonna
capital,
go Cook. Okay,
Run first, centric.
Cool. I'm with it. Jared up next at 14.
I don't know. I feel like you guys are forgetting about a guy who just has 1,000-yard season after 1,000-yard season of receiving, and that's Mike Evans. And
okay.
I like him a lot this year. I think with the new head coach, Jameis Winston's going to be slinging the rock. I like Mike
to the
Evans
other team
a lot.
or to his team?
Maybe a little bit of both. I'm sure. I mean, no doubt
That's
about
true.
it.
I don't have
It's a
Damon.
volume game. It doesn't matter as
Yeah.
long as most of them get close.
Yep, and Mike Evans, he's just a massive body. He's a beast, really hard to cover. You got to have a big cornerback in order to cover him. And I like Mike
I
Evans.
see it.
I think we're in a range where it kind of gets to that point where you could take Mike Evans and somebody else might not take him for 10 picks kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't hate it at all. I think I'd go Conner above him. But
You just don't want to
It's
draft
close.
here, honestly. You just don't want to have to choose between the two, truthfully. Michael, who you
I've
got?
got Evans another dip down from here. I think you'll see Godwin and Evans' target share kind of start looking a little similar this year.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with that as long as the offense moves to where it scores more points. Just putting it. I mean, as long as they move forward together, I don't think that he's going to be like fall from grace or anything like that.
it's such a top-heavy offense. Like outside of Godwin, Evans, and O.J. Howard, nobody else should be getting the ball more than
exactly.
2 times
So
a
it's
game.
like
They
you
don't
know,
even have a running back.
yeah. So I
it's
mean,
true.
I'm cool with Godwin taking. I hope Godwin comes out there and
Yeah.
performs. So defense stop.
Are one of their running backs in the top 100 of this dynasty list?
They
I
shouldn't
don't
be.
think
No
so.
way.
No, they
Like,
should
yeah.
not.
I
No,
mean,
they shouldn't.
yeah.
Is it Dare Agambanlawale? Maybe.
I say that 5 times. No,
Is that
I'm
is that
cool
a
with that. So
character on an Avatar
we're
or
going
something?
Evans here. I hadn't heard anything crazy against it, so we'll go Evans here. Michael, who you got?
No, it's my turn.
Oh, my bad.
That was me.
Go ahead, Dylan.
I'm gonna go. I want to do something crazy, but I'm gonna go James Conner.
Okay.
Take your stab at your RB1 here. He's young. He's Steelers love him. He's kind of face of the franchise, building into it. That offensive line is good. I'd like.
He
James
has been
Conner.
like the prodigal son since like the whole Le'Veon shitfest.
Yeah.
That was what it was.
See,
And he
the,
came in.
the
and-
scary thing is though he doesn't look the part of the great
yeah,
athlete
he's not
in the NFL.
like
but
explosive and
I
huge.
mean, but
he gets it done.
I actually
I'm gonna
like
talk myself
watching-
out of it, but
I like watching James Conner run. I mean, he's a beast. He'll run you for the fuck over. Like the dude's a beast. I really like his running style. If he stays healthy, I think
I'm that way with
he's-
Mixon.
He's the
That's just-
he's the workhorse back, man. And
maybe
he's
it's
gonna
the
get all
sleeve with
touches.
Mixon for me.
I do like the sleeve. But speaking of running you over, there's a guy in Jacksonville.
okay.
He
but
will
put him in.
wave the
James
contact.
Conner.
He'll
I'm
wave the
not-
contact
We're
on
going
next.
you.
It's your
Dylan has
turn
dunked
next.
it. That's fine.
He's
Yeah,
hardly in my
contact
top 50.
He's on here. He's in my top.
He's actually next.
No, he's coming. He's coming. Okay, so we're at 16 with Michael. We just took James Conner at 15. Michael's up at 16, and here we go.
Guys, I referenced the stat
Buckle
last time we were on here. Since Fournette's been in the league, he is number 6 in points per game by running back. I'm not in the position to predict injuries, whatever. Yeah, he gets nicked up a little bit. He spent the offseason training in a little place called Wyoming or Wisconsin. It was someplace
You
like
don't
that.
even know.
I read the article.
A little
But
place.
anyway, he is
Wyoming's
ripped now down. He's
huge.
225, bro.
It started with a
He's
W.
ready to roll, man. Foles is a quarterback upgrade. He's going to have a whale of a season.
I have a big question mark about Leonard Fournette. I don't know the rules, so Mike can have to help me here. But are you allowed to push somebody in a wheelchair?
if
hand the
whatever it
ball
takes,
off?
bro.
'Cause
Whatever it
that's,
takes.
That's about the only way that Leonard Fournette.
Listen, Jared is
is
so
gonna make it
soured
to
on
1,000 yards.
Jared is so soured on Fournette. Long story short, we have a league where you play, and if you win that week, you get to take a player from the person that you beat. And Jared drafted Leonard Fournette pretty high last year, and Fournette got hurt like the first quarter of the first game and just totally lost the season just from there on out. So Jared just absolutely shits on Leonard Fournette every chance he gets.
But
so
guys
I
gonna be out
don't
there on
disagree.
crutches.
I don't disagree with anything Michael said. I have my own preferences. I would probably go Mixon over him here personally, but
Well,
are we going Fournette?
let me say something. I don't have Fournette quite this high, but I feel like Michael's stats on him saying that how great he can be when he is healthy. I mean, that's amazing. And the only thing you can
It
really
is.
fault him for is getting hurt. But if we're all going to sit here and say, man, he gets hurt a lot, oh, he could get hurt. The Jaguars didn't invest in a backup. Alfred Blue's there. They spent a 5th-round pick on Raquel Armstead. They don't think he's going to get hurt. And they're kind of professionals at it.
I'll
so
tell you
I don't
this,
know.
too. It's a contract year for him, kind of, because they can pick up that rookie option year or not.
Okay.
They're going to run him into the ground, dude. If you want to see what 400 touches looks like,
Is that
Fournette,
what, is
that's
that
this
what
year.
you want in a dynasty
absolutely.
player
His value
who
will be
already
through
gets
the
injured?
roof, dude. His value will be through the roof. He's going to get a record high amount of targets this year out of the backfield.
You know what?
On
He's gonna be balling
133
out.
attempts, he averaged 3.3 yards a carry.
He was
last year.
injured all last year, bro.
Do
He's
it.
playing a little overweight.
Do it.
He's
It-
gonna ball out.
Do it.
Playing a
Fournette.
little
Fournette
overweight.
goes
He
at
was.
16. I'm back up at 17. So I've
Read the
got
article,
a
Brad.
little
Read the article.
debate here in my own little list. I don't know who I like more between Todd Gurley and DJ. I have no idea.
Do you like both of them better than Mixon?
I don't know. I guess
Hey,
the
we
obvious
don't-
answer.
we don't
If
know
Mixon's still here and I can't decide between Todd Gurley and DJ, I'm gonna nominate Mixon. I think Mixon goes here. I think I'd take Mixon over those two, just because of, I guess,
I take
Mixon's
Mixon 'cause
23, Gurley's 25, DJ's 27. I can't tell between the two ladders. So
Yeah, Mixon's not my answer, but as far as DJ and Gurley go, how great do they have to do this year to not only keep their value at this range, but with another age on DJ, another year on Gurley, how great do they have to do this year to make you? How can their value bump up with Gurley's situation and
Gurley's
DJ's
could bounce
age?
back up.
I think so,
If he
for
had
sure.
another running
If-
back one season, he could bounce
yeah,
back.
he's
Gurley,
yeah,
much.
yeah,
People are
he's
leaving him for
gonna.
dead.
You're gonna talk
If
about
he
him in the
proves
top
he can,
three.
He can carry the ball that much. Yeah, I'll give you that. But
I agree with David Johnson though. I don't think he can go up the list.
Okay, so the answer between those two is Gurley, I assume, but I'm taking Mixon here. Any problems with that?
Yeah, I've
No.
got Mixon ranked higher than both of them, but I would say if you were looking for a league winner this year, I think there's more upside with DJ and Gurley than there is with Mixon this year.
That's fair, sure.
So if you're playing
but
devil's
we'll go
advocate.
Dynasty.
That's fair. And I would if you're talking about that, I would take Todd
Yeah.
Gurley over both.
Yeah,
of them.
true,
If you want to go
certainly.
one season,
I
think,
can't help
yeah.
but agree with that. But I'm gonna go Mixon here. That's my pick. All right, Jared's up.
So yeah, I actually had I had David Johnson here, but now that we're talking about it, I had Todd Gurley and David Johnson neck and neck. So I'll actually go with Todd Gurley. I know that all that you can talk about with Todd Gurley is his knees and his arthritis, but he's running back one, and what he missed the last 2 games of this regular
Yeah.
season or something like that, and still was RB1. Guy's an absolute animal in a high-powered offense. He's gonna score touchdowns as long as those the knees hold up. Like Michael said, his value could go all the way back up and jump up into that top 5 range.
Absolutely.
I'm pulling a wheel right here, and I just gotta see it, man. I'm thinking about Todd Gurley with my eyes closed. I'm seeing C.J. Anderson run the ball. I'm seeing them spend a high draft pick on Darrell Henderson. It scares me, man. I wouldn't be able to pull the trigger on it, but I'd probably be beating myself up once Gurley turns into an RB1.
Yeah.
again,
How
so.
many more guys are you gonna let go here before you take Gurley though?
I mean, I'd like to. I don't want to make this
that's a good
long-winded,
point.
but how many I mean, how many names do you like more than Gurley right here? I don't.
I could put David Johnson above him, but after that, I don't.
I mean, I'm not. I'm saying there's nobody
here.
here that's an absolute alley-oop just dunk for me. At this point, I'm thinking about upside and who I like and who could maybe win me the league. And if Todd Gurley, just so happens to be 80% of what he was, he's still a top 5 running back. That's just me.
I'd take a shot on him
So
here.
Gurley,
Yeah, I don't hate it.
So we'll go Gurley. Dylan's up. Dylan's rolling here at
All
19.
right, buckle up. We got a wide receiver up here that has shown that he is elite. His name is Amari Cooper.
Whoa.
He finally got unleashed last year. He had those high upside games. Everybody always talks about a wide receiver on a new team. It's going to be shaky for him. He balled out. I mean, he had some kind of slow games, but another year with Dak Prescott. I like Amari Cooper to just
Zeke re-signed. The offense.
He's added to his game this year too.
Well,
You know what he's got?
what?
Plantar fasciitis. He's been working hard to add
Big
that to
deal.
his game, bro.
he's gonna be fine. I think he's a freak.
I don't hate it. If I'm looking at these names with the upside that Cooper has, he did play well. I think that him just getting thrown into Dallas's offense in the mid, right before I think he actually had a bye week before he played. I think, if I can remember correctly, he got traded like before their bye week, so he had 2 weeks to prepare, and then he had like that game, and then the next game he went nuts or something like that. So I don't think
Who else is there for Dak to target right now?
I don't.
I mean,
I don't have a problem with it.
Receiver
I
too.
don't think it's like the sexiest pick. I don't love.
Oh, it's gonna be sexy.
I don't like Dak Prescott. I mean, I don't trust the guy. I don't think he's that great of a quarterback.
I think he'll get the job done.
I just think there's other guys
But
that I would take here.
I
I
think
think-
Dak's all right, but
The offense is going to have chances to score. I don't think Amari Cooper's going to roll out and catch, 8 passes for 160 yards.
He's shown
Hardly
a 200-plus yard ceiling in a couple of games last year. So
sub him out. Put him on the Browns and put Odell on the Cowboys. Where are they both at?
I don't even know how to do that math.
That's-
What class
that-
is
that
this?
makes-
Cooper's up in the first
I
round
just-
for me if he's on the Browns.
I
and
just think that Odell's just a way better talent than
Yeah.
Amari Cooper.
I don't disagree, but that's also why we're putting Amari Cooper in late in
Cooper's
the second round.
fine here, but
I'm cool with it, but it's
I
just
don't
not.
understand the Odell.
I've got a few picks
Maybe
later, but-
I'm just soured from the Oakland days, and I just didn't like the drops and him just totally disappearing when his ADP was entirely too high for what he performed at. Maybe that's just it.
whoa,
Dang,
that's
bro.
a lot.
That was a mouthful, bro.
I like Cooper here.
Okay, Cooper, it is
Plug him in, fine.
20, rounding out the top 20. Michael's here.
David Johnson.
I like it.
He might
I'm cool
catch
with
100
it.
passes this year, just so you
Yeah,
guys know.
He could. Michael's a big Arizona Cardinals, a.k.a. Kyler Murray fan. Mostly Kyler Murray, not really a Cardinals fan.
Cliff Kingsbury.
I'll be whatever it takes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can point the finger at whoever you want to point it at, but Michael's pulling for Kyler Murray. I like it. I'm cool with it. Any objections? Anything to add? DJ, rounding out our top 20. So
Nah.
we're gonna knock out. So we ended the top 10 with Adam. So we're starting 11 with Chubb, Michael Thomas, Dalvin Cook, Mike Evans, James Conner, Leonard Fournette, Joe Mixon, Todd Gurley, Amari Cooper, and DJ. So that's the next 10. So I get to start, I guess, 21. Oh man. Oh, this is tough. This is no man's land for me.
Do it to him.
I guess if you put a gun to my head, I'm going to take Julio here.
I actually had Julio here as well.
So, if I'm this is the I guess it's not quite the third round in a 12-man draft. I don't like Stephon more than I like Julio.
Yeah, I mean,
Not in that
I don't like
offense.
any of the guys.
And I was going to step on. I know that chap Michael's ass, but I just don't. I still like Julio until he proves me wrong. He's still Julio.
Big receivers age quick, man. If somebody's had the Andre Johnsons of the past and stuff like that, once they age out, it happens overnight almost. So it could be this year. It could be next year.
That's a good
They
argument.
don't kind
I
of
get
slowly
it.
decline like these smaller guys. I would possibly look at Antonio Brown over him if Antonio Brown wasn't certifiably insane.
I would
But these
absolutely
smaller
have AB
guys-
over Julio right here if he wasn't insane.
Yeah.
But
How much does with somebody like Stephon Diggs and a lot younger?
elite route runner.
How much does Julio have to outscore him by, if he does, for you to feel good about taking Julio over Diggs in Dynasty?
I think Julio Jones could still be a top 5 wide receiver at the end of the year as far as points, fantasy points go.
Yeah.
I don't see Stephon Diggs doing that just because, I don't think their offense is as good. Kirk Cousins is not as good as Matt Ryan, and Adam Thielen's definitely going to take some of those targets.
Yeah.
away.
If Diggs
What he
finishes like
said.
12 and Julio finishes 5, I think I would be happy with
But
my
what's
in
Diggs'
Dynasty.
ceiling? Like, what is his ceiling in that offense? Is it
Thielen-
5? Is it top
Thielen,
5?
29-year-old Caucasian. He could fall off pretty quick too. Big-bodied, undrafted. I think he played at like Minnesota or something. He's not a real
No, he
talent,
plays
guys.
for Minnesota.
Well, I think he
The
played
Vikings.
at Minnesota for the Gophers.
Hey,
too.
I got spoiler
But
alert.
anyway.
He's in my top 50, Adam Thielen, whether you like it or not.
Nah.
I didn't write his
He's in my
name
top
down.
50.
But I'll say this: the offense is going more run-centric, but I think you'll see more of the target share go Diggs' way.
Okay, that's fair, and we can sit here. We can go round and round. I'm up. I'm taking Julio.
Do it.
All right, Jared, talk
All right,
to me.
Number 19 is somebody that I'm still a little unsure about as
Two on the
well.
list, though, Jared.
Oh yeah, shit. My bad. On my list, he's
listener's sake.
on my list, he's number 19. Melvin Gordon.
Woo.
Phew.
Okay,
I know that he is currently
I have him way down
in
not way, but-
limbo, but I think that he is an extremely talented running back,
He
and
is
he's
still-
still a young, talented running back. And if he gets on the field, he's gonna be he's gonna be an RB1. And so I don't see many other guys as far as running backs go that are left in kind of this same tier as he is.
I like Melvin. I don't think this holdout, it can't last forever. He's gonna
Yes.
come back and he's gonna.
He's gonna play.
But I do have Le'Veon Bell ahead of him. He's
Yes,
playing for the
exactly.
Jets. The Jets look young. They look awesome. He's Le'Veon Bell. He's playing right
I actually
now.
have Melvin Gordon one slot above Le'Veon, but they're not for a while.
Give me the guy that's already missed his year at the holdout over the guy that's about to miss his year at the holdout.
that's
Because
that's
I
a
don't
solid.
think the Chargers are going to pay that guy.
That's a solid point, and you don't know where Melvin's gonna land, and you
Buffalo.
know where.
I already know Buffalo.
He's gonna be a Bill by
Yeah.
when.
No, next year. I mean,
Next
he's not going
year?
to hit this year.
Buffalo.
This year he's going to sit at
That
home.
is where they
It-
send
What happens
running
with
backs
Melvin?
to
He'll
die.
He has
That
to
is
go-
the
He has
running.
to come play week 10.
Yeah, that's
How's that
gonna
gonna
But he'll
look?
probably just suit up. I don't think they'll even put him much back into there. I think it's just. I
He's
think
gonna
it's
like
done.
he's gonna take the
I
hand off
don't.
and
You know,
toss it
I'm
behind
gonna
him
be
on the
honest with
ground.
you.
I think Eckler and Justin Jackson will do just fine.
I think that they'll trade him. You don't think he? I
Nobody's
think,
offering anything.
I think he's legitimately going to get traded because they're not going to come in a situation where he's starting to suit up. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to play with what he's on. I think he gets traded. I really do. I think it's going to
Philadelphia
be.
said you could have Jordan Howard,
who
a
they
pick
spent a
swap,
sixth
and a
round pick
bag of
on.
balls. That's the best offer that's out there so far. That's true. That's the best offer out there.
They
Terrible
literally
offer.
just and they said not only Jordan Howard and a late pick swap, but the Chargers still had to pay for Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Yikes!
What?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like nothing. We'll give you nothing for him. Here,
If you trade for him, you've got to pay him, which is awful.
All right, so we're talking here.
Well, they
Okay,
said
Le'Veon
the-
or Melvin?
Yeah,
Jared.
you guys make good points. I actually would take Le'Veon over Melvin, but now that but I actually didn't have him next on my list, so I'll actually say fuck both of those guys. We'll go Stephon Diggs next.
Hey,
Stephon, I don't hate it.
It's
I love
about
it.
time.
We're
I
talking
love
about
it.
Stephon. I like it. We'll keep it moving. Keep it moving. I like it. I like
That's
it.
beautiful, bruh.
Hanging
you have
on
to hear
left.
Michael talk about him.
Only a little
Nice.
bit.
Yeah, we do. Thank God we didn't get to Michael, and he had to just say Stephon Diggs.
At
Man.
23, I have Le'Veon Bell, the New York Jet Le'Veon Bell. He's already done the holdout. He's fine. He's going to play for a while. He looks good with the Steelers. I mean, I know he's got an offensive line downgrade, but I mean, it's not a death sentence. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think the Jets have looking like they might have a pretty good offense this year, pretty good team this year, and I think he'll get most of the carries. He might lose some work, but he's an amazing running back, super patient, super fun to watch. I agree.
I'm taking. I'm taking Carry On and I'm taking Sony Michelle before I'm taking both of those guys.
Sony Michelle.
I'm taking both of those guys
That's-
before I
that's
take
spicy
Le'Veon.
on Michelle.
Carry On's 22. Carry On's 22.
Yeah, but he's not a featured back at all.
He's gonna be at some
They
point
don't run a
between
whole
now and
bunch of
then.
plays.
Yeah, it
He
should
can't
be
even catch the
questionable.
ball.
I get
Right
it,
now.
but can Le'Veon Bell secure that
Le'Veon
he's gonna
Bell
play?
can do everything.
I don't disagree.
only
I
26
don't
years
disagree
old.
with the talent. I just don't.
He's game script proof. He's
If-
got his big contract.
If you're in a dynasty league, I'm not taking Le'Veon Bell before I take.
I think
Carry
he'll
On. I don't even
start
like Carry On.
slow
I'm not-
because that patient running style, that offensive line's not going to know what to do at first. They're going to be like, "Why is this guy still back here? Why hasn't he hit the hole?" But about week 3, you'll see Le'Veon Bell turn it on, man. He'll be the Bell you're used to seeing, at least for another 2 seasons.
The bell
so
cow.
buy low week 2.
Do it. Write it down.
Book it. If you say so, I'm cool with it. But if,
Oh, yeah,
if
it's
you
my
put me,
pick.
if you
I
put
forgot.
me in the draft booth, I'm taking carry on.
You didn't convince me on carry on at all. I'm Le'Veon Bell. Love you, Will, sorry.
Whatever. All right, Michael's up. Who you got, Michael? Michael's
Well,
at
guys,
24.
I've told you tight ends are kind of valuable here.
Yeah, that's
Travis Kelsey.
fine. Yeah, I'm okay
I
with
like
it.
that pick.
Yeah, I have him. He was actually next on my list, but I didn't want to be the guy to say he's a tight end like a dumbass.
Yeah, actually,
I can't put
I
him
had
up
one
here.
other guy in front of him.
I can't put him up here. I have him like 10 more slots down, honestly.
What?
He's
He's going to put up those stats, like similar stats to
Oh,
what
man.
Julio and those
I
guys
will
you just
say,
put
I
up.
don't
Does-
trust an
does-
old tight end just to stay. I mean, how
29?
many
It's
years
such a
we gonna
positional
get out of
advantage.
I was gonna,
He's
I was
in the
gonna
best
say,
offense in the league.
He's in the best
Yeah.
offense in the lead in the league. I
in
mean,
the lead a
how
lot.
the tight end position ages well, does it not? Does it
Fairly
not?
well, you can get to about
There-
30.
there's some guys on the list.
He's
If
probably
I'm-
got 3 years left of wide receiver 1 numbers.
If I'm holding Travis Kelsey and somebody offers me
Nope.
a Keenan Allen and a mid-tier tight end for him, I'm going to pull the trigger on that trade.
Everybody's so excited about these mid-tier tight ends like O.J. Howard and them. They're going to have like 600 yards. This guy's going to have north of like 1,100, 1,200.
OJ Howard
Like,
is
quit
actually
it.
the only guy that I think it's a tier break after
Phew.
OJ.
I would go Ingram over O.J. just because I think
I would too. Absolutely.
the targets are just
I'm
gonna be
telling you,
forced
the
fed to him.
Buccaneers aren't going to throw it for 9,000 yards.
Yeah.
It's like I
Everybody's
mean,
treating Winston like he's the second coming Peyton Manning. He's not. It's not going to happen.
Oh, okay. Third Travis Kelsey.
yes,
We're going to do it.
I like it.
I
Done.
will let you do it this time.
Book it. All right, who
Don't
you got?
console me.
Oh, it's me. All right, Antonio Brown. Writing it down. Antonio Brown's still here.
I can't do it.
That's who I've got next.
I
Antonio
can't
Brown.
do it.
Why? Who you got?
God,
Say
he's
it.
old. He's old and he's crazy,
Say
bro.
it. Well, he's
You think-
crazy. He's still
you think if
he's
he
still
balls out this year, you
hashtag
think-
good at football.
You think next
Star.
offseason he's just going to be quiet and everything's going to be okay?
No,
and-
but nobody else on the list I'm putting over
I'm-
him.
Yeah, I don't care where he plays, bro. He
Give
can go play
me
in Buffalo. It doesn't
Keenan
matter.
Play
Allen.
for the
Put up
fucking
stats.
XFL.
I
I'm
got
He'll
still
play
putting-
for the Raiders, and I wouldn't care.
I got 3 wide receivers I'd take over him left. Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, Chris
No.
Godwin. I'm not taking Antonio Brown over either of those
The
three.
guy belongs in a loony bin.
It's so much more exciting to have Antonio Brown in your lineup on Sunday than it is to
It's
have
exciting to have
Keenan
Antonio Brown in your
Allen.
lineup in the
Like,
offseason,
bad.
brother. It's so
Thank you.
exciting.
No, I'm
Keenan
going.
Allen,
It's my
woo.
pick, and damn it, I'm taking Antonio Brown. I don't even like
Boom.
Antonio Brown, but he's going
I don't
down.
even
You
like
like
Jared,
him
you
either?
go. Talk to me,
Alright,
Jared,
I've
at
got-
26.
I got Keenan Allen.
Thank you,
Cool,
Jared.
that's fine.
Guy's a
Keenan
beast.
Allen.
Love Keenan Allen. It's PPR. He catches a lot of passes.
He's the next receiver.
high
on the list.
volume guy. He's
Is he
still,
happy with his helmet? Does he like it?
he loves his helmet. He's got great feet. And Philip Rivers is going to target him over and over.
How much longer does that
He's
guy
still
have in the
young.
league?
I mean,
That's a good point.
Keenan Allen's what? 27?
Keenan
I've got him
Allen
at 27
is,
on this piece of paper. If you'll
He's
take
27.
that.
He's 27.
Yeah, 27 years old is still super young for a wide receiver. And yeah, I like him here.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I mean, he's got to stay healthy, but I don't think any of his injuries are like they're all freak accidents. Lacerating your spleen.
He's been healthy 2 years in a row now, right?
Yeah.
Played 2 full years. I think.
Yeah,
I think the
I'm
injury
cool
stuff's
with it.
behind.
Yeah.
him.
I like it.
Rolling.
Whatever. Dylan, talk to me.
Okay,
27.
I'm coming back out here with Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, I agree. I had
He's
him.
young. He's never had a bad year, and he is with the Rams. Give me
He is
Brandon
with the
Cooks.
Rams.
He's
I
not,
like.
he's
I like
not
Cooks
their
a good
number one
bit,
receiver
but
though, whether you like to admit it or not.
That's
You want to know
That
who
is
it is?
crazy.
Who's the first read in the offense? Say his name.
How do you
Say-
think that? I don't
say his
understand that.
name.
They have like
Say his
very
name.
similar target share, and Cooks has more. He gets more
Say his
electric
name.
plays.
I have Brandon Cooks
The-
above
the same
my
argument
man
for
Bob
saying-
Woods.
The same,
For the
the
record,
same argument for saying Woods is the number one receiver because he's first read because Jared Goff has to check it down a lot. It's the same argument for saying Jarvis Landry is the number one in Cleveland. Just because he
Nah.
plays that short yardage, check it down, doesn't mean he's the number one receiver.
I'll say this: if you go into your league and you put Brandon Cooks on the trade block, you'll get a lot better offers than you will if you say Robert Woods is on the trade
Not
block.
from the
That's
Wolf
just
Pup
because
only
Wood.
for tonight.
That's honestly because his name is Robert. What a
Hey.
terrible name.
Trade value, man.
not exciting.
I'm
He's
cool with it.
came from the
Hey, I
I
had
wouldn't
Brandon
get Cooks
Cooks. I had
Bills.
Brandon Cooks over Bobby Woods anyway.
I've
I'm
got
cool
a few
with it.
receivers above him
Yeah.
that are still left.
I don't
around.
have
I do
Woods in
too.
my top 50.
I do too. But I'm cool with it. So Dylan's taking Brandon Cooks here at 27.
Yep, he was next on my list as well.
Oh, I got somebody to fire everybody up.
Here you go. Talk
I'm gonna
to me.
go Derrick Henry.
Oh
This
my
is for
God.
you,
I love it.
Will. I thought you were gonna.
This
do
man
it.
isn't even in my top 50.
You're not taking.
Hey.
You're not
Come
taking
on.
Derrick Henry over Kerryon Johnson, Shoney Michelle,
Whoa,
Aaron Jones,
absolutely
Chris
I am.
Carson,
Suck,
Melvin
man.
Gordon. You're not doing it.
I am.
Give me
He is
Josh
so much
Jacobs
better
and
than
David
that.
Montgomery over before that fat, slow plotter. He's not
Oh
even
my
that slow.
God.
The Titans are a terrible
17 carries,
offense.
238 yards, 4 touchdowns. Thursday night, prime time. Running
He
back,
has-
one in the
he
back
has
half
a
of the
sample
year.
size that
Hoping
shows
we
he
could get at least outside the top 30 before we
He's-
have.
He
Pretty
has a
dang
sample
good.
size that shows he could be the best running back of all time. Those other guys you listed do not
If you
have
put
that.
if you put
Of
Derrick
all
Henry
time.
behind that
What?
Dallas
I mean,
O-line,
obviously it was a freak sample size, but he freaked out. Those running backs you listed, Michelle and Kerryon, cannot do what Derrick Henry did
Henry
the last-
behind the Dallas
second half
O-line
of
would be
last
better than
season.
Zeke, hands down.
What?
Guaranteed.
Say that again? I didn't hear that.
If you put Henry in Dallas, he's better than Zeke. Absolutely,
I like that a lot.
100%.
Derrick Henry is a
Pull up the
freak,
measurables.
bro.
Say some measurables on him.
Oh my God, he's a freak. I don't
Everybody
wanna
says he's a
talk
slow
about it.
plotter. His athleticism is off the charts, guys.
how
Just
can
because
you
he's
be-
big doesn't
how
make
He
him
is-
is,
slow.
he is fast
He's
for
like-
as big
he's
as
like
he is.
if Jim Brown got reincarnated.
I
and
get
came to the
that.
league.
Listen,
I don't
okay,
even
that's
know.
fine. But he doesn't play for the Cowboys. He plays for the fucking Tennessee Titans.
Hey,
He plays for the
leave that
Titans.
all-
that's
out
why
in the
he's
second half
that's why
of
he's
last
down
season.
here instead of up there. If he was on the Dallas Cowboys,
You like Derrick Henry over Aaron Jones?
yeah, I do.
Aaron Jones was a 5th round pick. I mean, he's not that great at football. He's
I
with
don't
the
know
Packers
how
and-
you
I like
guys-
Aaron Jones a lot, but I like Derrick Henry over him, especially for Dynasty. They're committed to Henry too.
I don't know how you can even
100%.
talk with
Are
Derrick
they?
Henry's balls in your mouth right now.
Well, we
amazing.
gotta come at it because you guys are so far the opposite way on Henry.
Yeah.
He's not like
I
my
was
favorite
hoping
player
that
in
we
the
could be
league,
somewhere in
but
between.
he's freaking good, bro.
I don't know about good.
We're at. We have him. If we put him on the list right now,
how
he's
many,
at running back.
How
or
many
what?
running backs have a stat
I
line?
have
17, 238, and 4.
I
in a
have
game?
Carryon, Sony, Aaron
When did
Jones,
Carryon run for
Chris-
238 yards and 4 touchdowns in a
It's
game
one-
on
but-
17 carries?
But it's one game. It's literally one game. There was time last season they tried to give Deion Lewis the fucking job in Tennessee. Did
at
they?
the start, but then they got
Yeah.
they got
Yeah,
real
I mean that's
wise.
how many
But
times
they're
has
building
Carryon
around him
lost
this
the
year.
job to Deion Lewis?
You've
Mike
never
Vrabel
seen.
loves the
You've
guy.
never seen Carryon do it. You said that you need to see him do it. And Sonny Michelle,
I get that. I get
Damian
that.
Harris,
But-
Rex Burkhead, James White. How's Sonny Michelle going to be an RB1? Like,
Sony Michelle's gonna be RB1 because he's gonna
Sonny
score
Michel's all right, but
11 or 12 times
Derrick
this year,
Henry's pretty
and
damn
probably next year.
put
There's too
Henry on
many
the
running
board.
backs over
Enough,
there.
enough.
Good gracious.
Derrick
Call
Henry
it
It's
is
just
enough.
the
disgusting.
man.
My hands.
He's a
just-
highlight reel.
of what?
He's amazing. Watch his
All
highlights,
right,
man.
let's move on. Go, Will.
I'm going. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go off on my own tangent. I'm going Patrick Mahomes right here.
You're
I'm
doing
going
that just because we did Henry.
just because you
You're
guys
not
don't.
taking Patrick Mahomes over some of these skill players left.
In
a one quarterback?
As far as a dynasty asset, you talked about not doing this in a draft. As far as a dynasty asset and where I'm at when I'm building a team, there's a legitimate chance he's going to set so many records.
Yeah.
Playing in that offense, playing with that coach. They just added McCoy. He's going to be at the helm of one of the best offenses of all time. And he's 23.
How much better fantasy wise, not real life, fantasy wise, is he than like Deshaun Watson? Then is it this like leaps and bounds, or do you have Watson next? Like how?
I don't
crazy
have
are we getting with
Watson next. I have skill players in between them. I think that. I mean,
All right, so if you
I actually had Patrick Mahomes here. I mean, and honestly, if someone offers me, if I have Derrick Henry and someone offers me Patrick Mahomes, I'm taking that all day.
Yeah, I'm not.
Y'all
Yeah,
don't like
see
Derrick
ya.
Henry. If
See
someone,
ya.
if you have Patrick Mahomes on your team and you have Jameis Winston on your bench, and someone says we'll give you Kerryon Johnson for Patrick Mahomes, you're gonna say no.
Yeah, I'd say no on that. Kerryon Johnson.
I mean,
Kerryon Johnson sucks.
I would, but I thought they liked Kerryon.
Oh my
so that's
I told you, I am-
Kerryon,
I
but
would-
no, I mean, I really
I don't think
like,
there's a huge
If I have a
drop off in fantasy. 4 points for a touchdown, whatever, from like
I'll-
Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to say
and,
this. I'm
even
going to say
Winston.
this then. So in argument for Patrick Mahomes, we talked about question marks on Kerryon, Sony, Aaron Jones, Melvin Gordon. You say all these question marks about these guys. Are there any question marks about Patrick Mahomes at all, other than he may be
That's
one of
true.
the greatest to ever play
No, yeah.
quarterback in fantasy football?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it.
I mean,
it is
I'm
at
just
the
saying.
point where it gets shady, and everybody that you're thinking has
And
all
you can
these.
lock him in for like 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can lock him in
Just
forever.
whatever
He's
you
a
wanna do.
plug.
Yeah,
He's a
just start
plug and play. Doesn't
just start
matter.
it. Boom.
And he can outscore your opponent's quarterback by.
I don't have to worry about
15.
Sony Michel getting hurt. I don't have to worry about Carry On losing his job because
Absolutely.
he sucks or whatever you want to say. Aaron Jones is a 5th round pick. Chris
Yeah, I don't-
Carson's a plotter. Melvin Gordon
That is
doesn't
true.
know.
Mahomes will be around a lot longer after like these running backs we're talking about are way gone.
Yeah,
in the
what-
league.
I mean,
It's a great
way
spot to
more.
make an argument for him. I like it. I mean,
Put him
so
on
so
there.
that's I'm
It
going
may be the
Mahomes
perfect
at 29. Jared's gonna round out our top 30.
Do
Alright,
it,
at
bro.
Number 30. I mean, we've already talked about him. This is going to be contentious.
Here it
It's
goes.
Carry On Johnson.
Huh.
Why Carry On over Sony, Aaron
I
Jones, Chris
love-
Carson, Melvin Gordon?
Carry On John. He's shown that he can catch passes. He's shown that he can run between the tackles. He's
22.
Extremely.
He's young.
He's an extremely good running back.
Man,
if he is he a better talent?
you want to go
Is
first? Or
he-
you want me to?
I want to go. Is he a better talent than Miles Sanders or Darius Geis?
No.
No.
Well, Darius
I'll tell you
Geis
what,
is
the
coming off an
Lions don't they even
ACL,
catch
it's
passes
just-
because they went out and got
They're-
Ty
I'm
Johnson
saying
and J.D. McKissick.
There is so much garbage
And
in
CJ
between the way of Miles Sanders and being super fan and it being as relevant in fantasy as Carry On Johnson is. Is there not? There's
Why?
We
I
haven't
don't
seen.
know.
Miles
I wish
Sanders
I
play
knew.
in real
If-
life.
I wish I knew.
If he balls out and they want to give him the ball more, and he's Miles Sanders with Jordan Howard taking a few carries behind him, what's the difference between that and like Kamara with Latavius Murray taking a few?
I don't
carries
I don't
behind
I don't
him?
disagree with the upside on Miles Sanders. I'm just saying there's a lot more in the way of Miles Sanders getting to that point than there is Carry On getting to that point.
Yeah, but he's not on the Lions.
I'll say that, yeah, the
He's a-
Lions are
a great running back.
extremely slow paced. It's just terrible to watch them. They're going to lose a whole bunch of games. And I'll say this: back when Lamar Miller was a Dolphin, every year I was like, "Give him feature back carries. Give him feature back carries." They would never do it. Sometimes the team just speaks for you. Like some guys just can't do it. The
that's
Lions
fine.
obviously don't think Carry On can. They wouldn't have spent that money on C.J. Anderson. And these
I think that it's
low
more
lives,
of
J.D.
they're
McKissick.
protecting their draft stock and Carry On. They traded up to draft Carry On in the 3rd round.
Second
He's
round.
22. Oh, in the 2nd round? So they traded up to draft him. I think he had injury history in college, but he had spurts of they liked how he ran. Whatever you measurables you want to say that they evaluate and Carry On. So I think it's more of like they're protecting their investment in Carry On, and it's more of that situation where we don't want to roll him out there, and we don't want him to get dinged up. He was dinged up in college. We don't want him to get dinged up. I don't know if it's necessarily they don't believe in the talent. I just think that they're trying to protect where they drafted him at and how much they spent on him. They don't want to roll him out there and just let him get blown up and then hurt and it be an ongoing thing. So I'm cool with Carry On here. You're going Carry On here?
Y'all go ahead. All right, I'm up. I will go ahead and pull the trigger on Chris Godwin.
I like it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I wanted to
if
say
you
Miles
got
Sanders, but I'll go Chris Godwin. I'll stay
if
true
you
to
got
my list.
Evans that high and their target shares should be pretty similar this year, and Bruce Arians actually likes using the slot receiver more, you got to have Godwin at least kind of close to this range
I'm
if
cool
you
with
got Evans that high.
I like it. I think
Is there-
I think the offense is
wh-
going to be.
What's
It's
my
probably like-
biggest.
I'm teetering between like him and like Miles Sanders, but does anybody have a wide receiver argument for who's next?
So
yeah, Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a couple guys just because Chris Godwin's not the wide receiver one. I think somebody like Kenny Galladay could potentially
He could be in the
up
mix in
there.
there.
I guess-
Still that Lions offense, man, just
It is scary.
Yeah,
I don't
so
have an
Will
argument
Galladay
for
get more targets than Godwin this
I could see
just because
that-
that pace.
I've
You think he
actually
will?
Yeah, Godwin will have more targets just
Godwin,
because the
yeah,
Lions
yeah.
play so slow. Like I can't say that enough. They play so
This
slow.
this might be spicy, but I actually have DJ Moore above Chris Godwin.
I like
Whoa.
DJ Moore.
I don't.
He's my next receiver, but I have Godwin above him. I had to.
I think Tyler Lockett, if you're going to make a case for a receiver here, Tyler Lockett's the way to go. He had more fantasy points per route run than anybody that's ever done it in the history of tracking the
And
season.
you're
that,
up,
that
so-
was such a skewed season. Like it was like some absurd, unreachable
Doug Baldwin
thing.
not there anymore. He
I-
could freaking ball, dude. There's
May-
nobody else here they
Maybe
gotta throw it to.
I don't.
DK
I don't.
Metcalf on
I
a
don't
bad
mind
knee.
that. I like Godwin's ceiling. I'd rather take the coin flip on Jameis Winston throwing for 9,000 yards and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being a prolific offense than Tyler Lockett being able to.
I mean,
repeat that.
Godwin's going to ball with
Russell
this-
Wilson's number one
this-
receiver. They've done pretty well in the past.
Godwin's going to ball with this offense. As the number 2 wide receiver in the offense, he's going to ball because of volume. This is the guy that we're going to be waiting like next
Throw it on
offseason,
the
the
board.
year after.
Enough.
We're going to be waiting for him to be unleashed. He could be the star wide
we're
receiver.
good. Yeah, we got him. 31. Michael's up.
All right, right here. I'm going to finally go, and let me make sure we haven't put him on the board here. This is probably the spot where I'd start looking at Melvin Gordon.
We already said it. No, wait, no.
No, we
no,
said
okay.
it. We
No,
just talked
Jared
about it.
suggested it. Okay, great.
This is the
my bad.
spot where I'd be like, okay, if he sits out a year, I'll take it. Because when he plays, he can be a top 5 halfback.
I'm with it.
And
for
there's
sure.
no, I mean, he could go to a great situation. You never know.
He
Yeah, I
could
like
land in
I've got
Houston.
it.
He could land somewhere really, really good.
There's
he could
still
go to
some owners, some
Tampa
GMs
Bay.
left in the league that are dumb enough to pay him crazy numbers.
Yep.
Running back shouldn't be paid that much, but he's going to ball out once he gets in a
Yeah,
great
I think
spot.
he's gonna be fine, and I love this spot for him. I'm cool with it. I'm on board. All right. So since you guys cracked on my picks, I'm still going Sony Michel in that offense. I like Sony. I think he's gonna score touchdowns. He's gonna score touchdowns for the foreseeable future. Healthy Sony is going to put the ball in the end zone in that offense.
It's a little risky just because of
At this
the
point,
New England-
who's not risky on the list at this point?
Well, I mean, I don't know. There's. A lot
I mean,
of
you, I
guys
mean,
that
you
I
can
don't
go.
think are very
I can
risky,
go.
but
I can
Michelle-
go Lockett. I mean, Lockett's solid, but
Yeah.
I think at this point in the draft, if I'm in the 3rd round here and I can get a guy that could potentially lead the league in touchdowns,
I really like Michelle's
Lead the league in
upside
touchdown. He
here,
could lead
for
the
sure.
league in rushing.
yeah,
That's potential. I mean, I don't love the guy, but
I don't either. I'm not even a big
I'm
Sony
playing the
Michel
game.
fan, but
I think the backfield's a little too crowded to sell me on it.
I'm not. Well, you're worried about Rex
in last year's
Burkhead.
rookie draft.
Get real.
There's no time I'm ever taking Sony Michel over Darius Geis. I know Geis has the awful ACL tear. I mean, I'm still.
I like the
taking
guy that
Geis
plays in the
over
Patriots more than I
Michel.
like you playing in that dog.
yeah.
How many
dog
passes will
shit.
Michel get an opportunity to catch with James White there?
I'm not
In the-
necessarily. I'm
in the
talking
Super
about
Bowl,
him
his
putting.
over-under for catches was 0.5. I thought it was a slam dunk. He's going to catch a screen pass. He didn't catch a ball. Just so y'all know. I mean, that cost me money.
Then they just drafted Damian Harris.
Damian Harris sucks.
I
You
know
don't
he
have to worry
sucks.
about
I'm
but
not.
they just
I'm not.
drafted
I'm just
Damian
not
Harris.
worried
They
about
got to
it.
draft somebody.
Sony Michel, I mean, I like the way he runs. I think that he's got ability, and I think that he's got that really high upside with all the potential for those touchdowns.
I'm going
Excellent.
Michelle here.
Put him on the board.
34. Jared, back up.
All right, I am going to take here. I'm looking at my rankings. And I'm kind of just switching them around in my head as I think about them more. But here I'll go with Aaron Jones.
Boom.
Kind of similar to Sony Michel in that he's got such a high ceiling. He's the guy in Green Bay. Hopefully the new coach realizes that Aaron Jones is the best talent that it's in that backfield. Still got Aaron Rodgers, as always, who's going to be keeping that defense honest. And Aaron Jones could have a killer year.
Yeah, he's the best talent in that backfield by far. That's the only thing I'm worried about, his dynasty value. There's going to be so many great running backs next draft. I don't know if they don't take one, but you can't predict that kind of stuff. But for now, I love the Aaron Jones pick right here. I'd take him over Michelle barely because the backfield's not crowded. The offense is going to be awesome. He should ball out.
I'm a huge Aaron Jones fan, but I will say this. If he was to get kind of nicked up again this year and he's never made it to the full 16. If he does that again this year, they will replace him with one of those 2020 backs. Those 2020 backs coming out are insane. So you've got the upside of a top 5 back here, but you also have a guy that may not make the list next year. So it's probably a really great spot for him.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go with Aaron Jones here at 34. Let's knock these out. 35. Dylan's up.
Miles Sanders. I love Miles Sanders. I think he's an awesome running back. I think that Eagles landing spot is awesome. Jordan Howard doesn't. Oh my God, how long till he has to start taking carries from Jordan Howard? It's got to be quick.
I don't
Unless
hate
the
it.
Eagles are
I have
done.
him a pretty good bit lower,
Same.
just because I think David Montgomery's in line to get touches quicker.
What about Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs is 21.
I think Sanders is the best running back in this class by far.
I don't disagree, but through the murk and the muck of what has to happen for him to get there, I don't like the pedigree of what I've seen from Doug Peterson. I just don't like it. I don't disagree with it totally. I mean, you could come out on top, and Miles Sanders could be one of the best backs in the league for the next 3 or 4 years. That wouldn't blow me away. I just don't. His path to success right now, like I've said, is just too murky for me right now.
Yeah, I've got 2 other rookie running backs ahead of him actually.
But the Eagles' offense would be a killer one to be the halfback one.
If
for.
you're gonna be
So-
if you're gonna be one of the spots, if you're gonna be between the Bears, the Raiders, and the Eagles, you definitely want to be at the Eagles. We'll do it. Miles Sanders,
like him.
Dylan's
Toss him in
pick.
there.
I like it. Michael's up 36.
Guys, this is where you go with Tyler Lockett, and it's actually a little low for Lockett if you want to be real about it. But he's the Doug Baldwin in waiting. Russell Wilson's only got one guy to throw it to, and it's Tyler Lockett. He's going to throw it to him, throw it to him, throw it to him, throw it to him, throw it to him. He gets wide open a lot. He's fantastic. If he stays healthy, he could knock on top 12, maybe, possibly.
I don't hate it. I like it here.
I don't hate it here at all because he's one of the best, or pretty much the only wide receiver one for his team that's up here in my list. That's still left around. So yeah.
But he's only 25 years old. He's gonna be
Yeah,
he's gonna be great
good.
for years to come.
So I'm up. So since we're going to talk about wide receiver ones, I'm going to go Kenny Galladay. I'm going to take Galladay over a guy like Chris Carson and a guy like Robert Woods and a guy like Josh Jacobs.
What about over Allen Robinson?
I have A-Rob right behind him.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah,
I have
so-
A-Rob and DJ Moore ahead of him.
I have
DJ.
A-Rod.
I don't hate it. I need to see it from DJ Moore. I think Galladay's in line to be the guy there. Now I don't know what that manifests into, but I think he's in line to be the guy in Detroit. So
Allen Robinson used to be the wide receiver one overall, period. Not too long ago. It's been like 3 or 4 seasons. But he's
Well,
26 years old.
He had
He's
one big
year
season.
2 off the ACL. He looked fantastic in that playoff game against Philly. He looked unbelievable. Trubisky's got to get a little bit better, a little bit more
we'll
comfortable
see.
with them.
I don't hate it. I
I'm
have
not
them.
throwing
I have
Anthony
I have,
Miller.
I have Galladay and then
I just
A-Rob.
don't-
So
I don't think Galladay. He doesn't get. I don't think he's what the league is heading towards. Like number one wide receiver. He doesn't get separation. He's just this big, huge guy. I mean, he's a good athlete, but there's nobody like him on the list so far. There's no big red zone target wide receiver one like balling out like that. And he's
Mike
with
Evans.
Detroit. I'm scared of it.
Mike
Mike
Evans
Evans is a
in a-
lot better athlete than Kenny Galladay.
fair.
He's their
But
he's
Mike
their
Evans
number
was
one
also 2
receiver,
rounds ago.
at least for the next 2 years.
I mean, I'm going to check the boxes on number one receivers right here. If I'm in a draft and I'm drafting in the late third, fourth-ish round, I'm going to check the boxes on guys that I know that are going to get the volume and that are going to have a chance to produce. So, and you can have your A-Rob argument, Galladay. I put Galladay ahead of A-Rob, but I'm cool with either. Right here, I'm going to go Galladay.
Throw him on there.
All right, I'm taking Josh Jacobs next. Oakland Raiders. He's the guy there. He's going to be probably the workhorse, getting pretty much every down. We'll see if he can catch passes. That's yet to be seen, but I think their offense is going to be pretty good. Not out of this world, but pretty decent, and I think he's going to get pretty much all the carries. So
Yep, I like it. I'm cool with
You got
RB1.
Gruden on a 10-year deal. He had a lot to do with picking Josh Jacobs. Jacobs is about as secure as a back could be in his job.
first
So,
round pedigree too.
yeah.
Okay, I don't know
If
I
you
should
got
keep my
Sanders
mouth
that
shut or
high, you
not,
got to have
but
Josh Jacobs around it. What's wrong with him?
I don't know. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see him being a great running back in the league. I'd take Geis over him. I know Geis is coming off the ACL tear, but I just think he's so much of a better runner. The offense sucks though, so I can't argue it. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with Jacobs there.
Jacobs it is. Moving on. Dylan at 39.
Give me Darius Geis.
Cool with it. We
Yeah,
talked about
I
it.
think if
We
Darius
circled
Geis,
this.
I think he can come back from the injury, and I think if he was never injured, that's awful. That's stupid to say, but if he wasn't injured, he'd be the 1.01 in this previous draft. I mean, he got a bad landing spot, but
What?
Oh, as far
In
as
this-
the rookie draft.
in the rookie draft,
Oh, I thought you meant like with the Saquon
If
Barkley.
a
draft.
healthy,
I was like,
a healthy Darius Geis
okay.
goes over Miles Sanders, David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs easily, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're probably right on that, but he's not healthy.
I know, but I think he can
And he's
bounce
in a
back.
terrible spot.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Thompson still exists, so
Adrian
there's third down
Peterson,
where it's gone.
unfortunately,
Adrian
still
Peterson's
exists.
still on the roster.
Just about every team in the league has a Chris Thompson. He's nothing special.
I have him on my top 50, but I haven't.
Josh
lower,
Jacobs
but-
doesn't.
Jalen Richard. He's the same thing as Chris Thompson, isn't he?
Yeah, he
He's
is
a shittier version, I think.
Go ahead.
He might be a better version. I don't know. That's a
It's-
weird argument.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. We can
no
go round and
argument.
round. I'm cool with
A
it.
few carries. though,
Throwing
right?
Geis on here at 39.
Yeah, sure.
Michael's up at 40. Rounding out top 40.
Allen Robinson's got to be. This is too low
Cool.
for him.
I don't hate it. I agree with your sentiment that this is probably too low for him. I'd probably slide him in front of Melvin Gordon if I had to.
I don't rate Allen Robinson really at all. I think he had that one really big season, and people are still kind of riding that. And
we will continue to do so.
He's on a Bears team that's not throwing for a whole lot of yards. I don't know. I'm not high on him. But yeah,
you don't have to be.
He's done a lot with what he's been given. I mean, he had that great year with Bortles.
And
I mean,
Bears defense should take a step back with Vic Fangio out the door, so they might throw a little bit more this year. Get the offense.
He's shown what he can do when they need to throw.
That Philly game, what was it? 8, 130 and 1. Was that the line?
Yeah,
8 receptions,
something
130 and a
close to
touchdown?
that.
That was pretty
I'm
awesome.
sure you know that because nobody else. You just rattled it
I
off.
watched it.
I won't argue it, but he's
I don't
shown
know
he
if
can
it's true or
ball when
not.
they need to throw.
Yeah, he could have just made up a bunch of stats. I'm sure. That makes sense.
Yeah, I like him there.
That's cool.
Boom.
All right.
Done.
So I'm back up here. I'm going Chris Carson. Chris Carson here at 41. You can yell Rashad Penny at me all you want, but he's in line for an absolute absurd workload in Seattle. He's playing for a run-heavy scheme. He is their guy that's going to run the ball.
I just think that he's just such a replacement level player. I just think
I
they can
agree
replace him whenever with somebody more exciting. Next year's draft, Penny. If he steps up,
I don't
First, I should
disagree
be
with
healthy.
that
I don't
sentiment,
know.
but I
He's
just
not great.
don't think that they are. He produces in that scheme. I don't think that they're going to go out of their way to replace him. That's my thing. I just don't. I don't think that that Seattle's looking at their team and being like, you know what, we need to get a guy to come in.
Yeah, after you just spent that pick on Penny, they're not looking at we need to invest more in running back.
I just don't see that happen unless the Penny thing works out. And as long as he's producing now, you can make an argument that he's going to get dinged up and then he's going to come back and not produce and blah 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 blah. Whatever. But I think he's right now he's healthy. He's their guy. They're going to run the ball a whole lot, and there's nobody that's going to come just storming in the door to take his job. I just don't.
Worst case, he's timeshare with Penny. Best case, it's like 80-20 split, 70-30 split, and he's balling out.
Yeah. So
I have him close to here, but he's just so much of a replacement level talent. Wouldn't be able to pull the trigger. But I don't hate it.
We're pulling it.
Well, yeah, let's
Jared.
All right. I've got this guy though I was pretty high on, and that's DJ Moore. I think that he has all the talent in the world, and that this is obviously, I think this is his breakout season. I think he's going to be a beast. The yards after catch are absurd with this guy. Hopefully he's honed in some of his route running skills, and I think he's going to have a big year.
In training camp, they were giving the ball to 2 players, and neither one was named DJ Moore. It was
training camp. Come on.
Yeah, they love Curtis Samuel, bro. It's Christian McCaffrey for the short stuff, Curtis Samuel for the long stuff, DJ Moore if it's leftover, Greg Olsen if it's leftover, we'll get you involved. But this year's Curtis Samuel's year. It's 100%. Last year, DJ Moore lucked up because they kept Curtis Samuel off the field for whatever reason to run Torrey Smith's corpse out there. Now with Curtis Samuel getting a full allotment of snaps, they're not going to take him off the field. If I'm Cam, I'm going McCaffrey for the short stuff, Samuel for the long stuff, DJ Moore if he's wide open. Is he going to be?
We'll see. We'll see
I
how that
think
plays
DJ
out.
Moore's going to be catching a lot of that third down stuff, a lot of that intermediate stuff. I mean, you
He's
can't
gonna have to
you
produce-
can't just throw it to Christian
They can
McCaffrey
try.
or just throw it deep
They
every
can
time.
try.
You've got to hit intermediate routes. I think that DJ Moore's going to be hitting a lot of those. So.
He's going to have to produce after the catch for sure.
I think he's a fake Stephon Diggs, bruh. Both came out
We're
of Maryland.
we're gonna call him the
Sloppy
the,
route
the
runner.
blue
Sloppy
Stephon
route runner.
Diggs.
All he does is good yards after the catch. He's sloppy route runner.
He's going to
bro.
have to be able to produce because he's
I
going
don't
to
think
catch
he's
a lot
anything
of
like Stephon Diggs
He's
as far as
well,
just
he came out of
player at
Maryland,
all.
but he's
I mean,
sloppy route running, bro.
We'll see. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with DJ going there.
Oh,
Dylan's
that's
up.
sloppy.
All right, this probably won't fly, but I'm taking the freak talent, man. There's somebody on here with volume. I can't pull the trigger on that replacement level talent. Give me DeKalen Metcalf right here, 43.
No.
DeKalen Metcalf. He's a freak wide
I'm
receiver.
turning the podcast off.
There's no way, bro.
what is
That's
it?
weird.
What is a
He can't,
DeKalen?
he can't change direction, man.
He is incredible.
We haven't seen this guy do literally anything.
I'm
yet.
not. I refuse.
Give me an
to
argument
take-
who goes above him.
A lot of people, man. I don't have him on the
David
list here.
Montgomery,
Yeah, he's not on
Deshaun
there.
Watson,
Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram,
Zach
Calvin
Ertz.
Ridley. I'm taking
Give me
Calvin
DK
Ridley. Duke
Metcalf.
Johnson,
Ertz.
Baker,
Bob
Baker,
Woods, give me Adam Thielen.
Baker
over.
Mayfield. I'll take them all before I take.
I take Sammy Watkins.
Nobody-
over
Sammy
Nobody
Watkins.
Y'all
else.
just said
Sammy Watkins
talks
is a
me
freaking
out of
stud.
DK Metcalf. I think he's awesome.
Dude,
he's
you
a
got-
generational
dude,
talent.
You live in a fantasy world, bro.
He's a
But it's a good
generational
place to
talent.
do it.
I think
He's
it's
on the
fantasy
podcast.
football, baby.
He's a generational talent that landed on a great offense.
Bro,
Show me another
He's not what you
DK
think.
Metcalf.
Here's what I will say now that I think
He
about
can't
it.
change
This
direction.
is just absurd.
Here's what I will say now that I think about it. Tyler Lockett is their number one receiver.
Yes.
DK Metcalf will have his opportunities. I mean, who else is on that?
Not
who
many.
else is there? I mean, Russell
There's
Wilson's
nobody
got to
else
throw
there,
it to
but-
somebody.
Not really.
His knees already hurt a little bit. He can't change direction, guys. He could be over there in the corner. He couldn't make it over.
You'd
here just by
rather
the
have
podcast.
you'd rather have the second
Unless he
receiver.
was straight line.
You'd rather have the second receiver in the Seattle offense than the second receiver in the Chiefs offense, the Rams offense.
I'm gonna tell
and
you
the-
about
and the Falcons
Sammy
offense.
Watkins, bro, because I don't feel like I get another chance to talk about him. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about him. Two teams thought the world of him. The freaking Rams traded a second-round pick and EJ Gaines for him. And then the Chiefs turn around and make him one of the highest paid receivers in all of football. But you're going to take a guy that can't change direction over Sammy Watkins
It's
with Mahomes.
between him and Watkins.
I'll go
if you
one more
offered me
thing.
DK or Watkins, I'd take DK.
Oh my gosh.
hell no. I'm
I'll
taking
go, I'll go
Watkins,
one
for
more
sure.
thing for you guys.
I've sat
I don't
here
like
and listened
Watkins
to
at all.
With
this.
Watkins' contract, they're going to have to pay Tyreek Hill next year. They're not going to keep both of them. There's a chance they flip Tyreek Hill out the door. Watkins is number one receiver. And those trade rumors that were on Twitter
Kansas
last
City would
week,
freak.
they were thinking about trading
Now
Tyreek
that's-
because you can
that's
get more
fantasy
for him.
land.
You can get a defensive piece. And if not, then Watkins is out the door. He could be a wide receiver one in just a myriad of places.
I mean, I think a lot of people said that probably after he left Buffalo, but
He's a
the dude just
star.
doesn't prove. He hasn't proven that he can do it.
Sean McVay thought enough of him to give a second round, and Andy Reid thought enough of him to give him just the Brinks truck of money.
He
So
hasn't been.
I'm with him.
Has he even finished as a wide receiver too in fantasy in the
Oh,
past
absolutely.
few years?
Oh, absolutely.
Has he?
Points per game, yeah. But no, if you look at the games that he played in last year, he was not that far off of Tyreek in the games they both played.
He's getting older. He's always injured. He hasn't proved. He's not the wide receiver one. I
I'm
don't
not
like Sammy
taking-
Watkins at all.
I'm not taking DK Metcalf.
I'm not taking
Can we
DK
agree on
Metcalf
that?
over Sammy
I would,
Watkins.
yeah,
No, zero
absolutely.
chance.
So your DK Metcalf was a first round pick this year. In,
Sammy
in,
Watkins- I'm not gonna
have this
in,
conversation. You know why?
dynasty drafts,
You know why?
right?
You know
DK
why?
Metcalf
Sure.
was a first round pick in rookie drafts.
You-
Would you have traded a first round pick
I would
for
have.
Sammy Watkins?
Oh, yeah.
You trade
Me,
a first
yeah.
round pick? Would-
Absolutely. Not a 2020, but a
I
2019.
wouldn't trade a
yeah.
first round pick like 1.05 for Chris Carson. So this is where I'm taking DK Metcalf.
I
I would absolutely trade a 1.05 for Chris Carson. Yeah.
In 2019, yeah. 2020, no. 2020,
Yeah,
I won't trade. I won't trade that stuff
2020,
for a
Can
lot.
I
gets a lot
Put
different.
2020 first on the board right here.
But Sammy Watkins. is
Yeah,
sick.
maybe. Yeah.
Oh gosh, it was between DK and Sammy Watkins for me, honestly.
Then go Sammy, bro. Dang.
the whole table wants Sammy over
Yeah.
DK.
No, yeah, but I
We've
don't want.
rallied the
I don't
troops
want.
for
Sammy
I don't want either
over
one of them. I
Watkins.
want Robert
don't want-
Woods.
Yeah,
We've
neither of
rallied
these
the
guys
troops
are
for
even
Sammy
close to
Watkins.
my
DK's
top
making this
50.
list. I'm coming back around here a little bit. We'll go Watkins right now.
Heck yeah. Let's go. Put him on the board, bro.
Michael's
Let's
supposed to see his
go.
name.
My
I
pick
don't
is
even have
already
the guy
done.
on my list.
I'll go Evan Ingram here.
Man,
All right.
Wow, above Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I think Ertz is on the way down. There's
Yeah,
way more
I can
mouths
see
to feed
that.
in
I mean,
Philly.
there's an
Ingram's
argument
on
there
the
for
way
that.
up
Zach Ertz is still 29. How's he on his way down?
because they've got so many mouths to feed over there, man. They got Alshon Jeffrey, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. It's just the whole thing.
You know, putting
His
his
targets
rookie
are
as a
less.
mouth to feed.
Yeah,
We don't
Dallas,
even
Dallas
see the dude play
Go
a
Dallas Go Dirt
snap.
might be the better talent just if you had him in a vacuum. As far as
If
athleticism,
Ertz had
I
never
don't
played in
love
the NFL
Zach
and,
Ertz.
and Godert and Ertz walked up to tryouts, you'd take Godert as your number one tight end.
Well,
You
I
probably
mean,
would.
you can
I know.
evaluate in a
It's-
vacuum all you
yeah.
want, but
Not
that's
to
but it's just
mention-
not.
the
Okay.
Giants will be down a ton. Evan Ingram's their number one receiver.
That's my.
Evan
I'm
Ingram
cool with
just,
that.
it would be a freak wide receiver. I don't think you could say that about Ertz. I mean, he's a great tight end, but Evan Ingram can catch every freaking ball. He can run every route. He's fast.
What
He's
did
a freak.
Evan Ingram do last year?
He
He was
tight
good when
end
he was on the
6, I
field.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and he
was-
missed a
You
chunk
call
of
tight end
games.
6, but tight end 6 was trash last year.
Yeah, but he missed a
I will
chunk
say
of
his
games.
his last 4 games when
No
when
Odell?
Odell was hurt, he was like 12 points, 15 points, 17 points, 13 points.
There was
Look at
literally three good tight ends that
his
you could
his
start
last.
every week.
I'm saying
and feel
his
good
last 4
about it
games.
last
If
year.
He's
you're
going
if,
to get peppered with
Evan
targets
Ingram
this
wasn't
year.
yeah,
one of
if
them.
you're into that whole small sample size things and like reading into like how they use when guys like aren't available and then they leave, Ingram ate when Odell wasn't there. So I'm cool with Ingram.
that's good.
I'm going David Montgomery. He's
David
in.
Montgomery.
He
I
is
like
in
him.
line.
All
Demont.
right.
So he's in line to lead that backfield. I feel like I don't believe in Mike Davis. Tariq Cohen is a little gadget player.
Yeah, he
The
has all
rhetoric
that
that's come out of
volume.
that. Demont's played well in preseason. I would have David Montgomery higher up on this list if it were just me making the list. But so I'm going Demont here.
Yeah, there's no argument. He has all the volume. He has all the opportunity. You got to throw him in right here with the draft capital and everything. I'm not 100% certain he's gonna like ball out and look the part this year, but he has the opportunity.
Yeah,
I don't
for
hate
sure.
it right here at all.
Okay, what you got, Jared?
All right, I'm gonna go spicy here. A guy, this is PPR. Keep in mind, he catches a ton
If
of
it's Cooper
passes.
Kupp, I'm out the door, man.
It's not Cooper
Good.
Kupp.
Good.
What? That's
Excellent.
I thought about it. He's not too far behind. It's
Cooper Kupp
actually
is on
it's
my
another
list.
it's another
Dang.
Caucasian. It's Adam
Oh.
Thielen, 29 years
You
old.
could do worse, I guess, but
Dude is an elite
Listen,
route runner. No doubt.
I don't know if he's that
Dude,
good of a route
he's
runner.
an
good.
elite
Diggs
I
is-
shit
Diggs
on
is so
Adam
much better of
Thielen.
a route runner than
I've
Adam
just
Thielen
shit on
is.
Adam Thielen for 3 years in a row, and every year he'll have like the first 6 games of the season he's wide receiver 1, and I'm like, well, I was wrong
The
again.
guy just catches passes. He gets
I don't hate
open,
it.
and
I don't hate
I
it.
don't know. I love him.
Yeah, they're
Whatever.
moving more run focused this year, and I don't.
All right, here you go for you
Well,
two
Thielen's
on that
off
end of
the
the
board.
Oh, that
Give me
end
a
of the
freak athlete to Kalen Metcalf. Just stop talking about it. I don't want to hear a thing. DK Metcalf. We
God.
said Thielen. We're saying Metcalf now. The Steelers.
All right, so
you
here's
trade
a
Thielen
question.
for a 2019
Do you
first
like
half first?
No, I'm not. I would not trade
Yeah,
for Adam
absolutely.
Thielen at all.
Ugh.
I've seen the story of Jordy Nelson. I've seen this story. I've
that
seen
is
how it
true?
plays out,
That's-
man.
I mean, if you're gonna
Big receivers age poorly. White people age poorly. I'm sorry,
White
guys. It
people
is what it happens. I'm sorry. And then it's a run first offense, and a better receiver is lining up with them. I don't even think Kirk Cousins likes the guy after last year, man.
Let's
they were
move on.
arguing on the
Go-
sidelines.
whatever.
Go,
I don't know if
Michael.
he likes him.
Whatever. Michael's up. What you got?
Oh man, I'll go Zach Ertz here because I still think that tight end positional advantage means something. I don't think he's going to be way far off the numbers Evan Ingram puts up. His age, whatever, 28. He's got some time left. I'll put him here.
That's where I had him as well.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say it.
Do it, bruh.
Don't do it.
Oh, this is easy. Deshaun Watson. Deshaun
Okay.
Watson here at the
Yeah.
end.
Can't
That'll
argue
He's
that.
he could be QB1. I guess I'll just be the QB guy in the room. I guess.
Sure.
He could be QB1. He legitimately could be. Any other arguments against him? In a great offense, getting more weapons.
No.
Defense is going to be better. Hopefully, J.J. Watt can be healthy the whole year.
That
Could be-
defense might be worse, which is good.
True.
That's what we want.
Maybe. And
We
then,
want that defense
That's
to be
true.
That defense is
terrible.
gonna be worse.
And
That
they're
defense
playing
is
in an
kinda-
absolutely awful division.
That defense is kind of perfect because they're pretty good against the run, but they're terrible against the pass. So that's going to keep teams passing. They're going to score quick. You get the ball right back in your hands. We're talking about 49, 50-point games. We love it.
Yeah, I like it. Deshaun, that's what I'm going here.
All right.
Deshaun Watson at 40. This is 50. This is our 50.
is
But
50?
I guess we
Alright.
we can have some honorable mentions right when we wrap up. I think we're
Absolutely.
approaching an hour and 25 minutes, something like that podcast. So
I'm taking Bob Woods here.
Bobby.
Yeah, he's in.
I was going to ask you guys, who would you take between Adam Thielen and Robert Woods?
Neither. Good God.
I'd quit.
I'd hold the roster spot empty.
I would really quit. I just have to quit.
I love it.
They're so
I love it.
boring.
My man. Don't care.
I just
They-
don't
they're
think
not
like
good, they're
over a
boring.
Duke Johnson and stuff like that. I just don't think I could ever be like,
Just
well, let me
products of
take
the
this
system.
really, really boring Robert Woods guy that's like ceiling's 800 yards or something. I'm not into it.
I get it. I see both sides. I like Robert Woods only on that offense. If he goes somewhere else, I wouldn't hate him, but it's fine.
Here's someone I've I'd have had out of he was late in my top 50, and I think he's just falling down farther and farther. But I know there's some people out there that definitely still like him. That's AJ Green.
I forgot he existed.
I'm avoiding him
and
I'm avoiding
everything.
him in Dynasty. That's just me.
Yeah.
It's amazing how
That's-
far he's fallen.
That's what I'm talking about.
quickly.
Big receivers aging poorly like that, though, because just last year, I mean, AJ Green wasn't in the same conversation as Julio, but he wasn't too far off. Now you look at him this year, one injury.
Did you see that? What was the? I can't remember.
But yeah,
I
he's
can't
still
remember
got
what the tweet
talent.
was, but it was like you guys remember the big four, and it
Poor guy
was
can't stay healthy.
it was Julio,
Antonio.
Calvin.
Dez?
it was Dez, it was
Yeah.
Julio, Dez, AJ Green, and there was one more name on there, and it just like
Maybe Andre Johnson or Calvin Johnson.
I think it was Calvin. It was like Calvin retired early. AJ Green, cotton candy feet, just can't stay healthy.
Big receivers, it's tough, man.
And then
Especially
Julio
if
is
you're
still
white.
like, oh, he's just going to be ho hum, 30 years old.
I don't
and
believe in
another-
AJ Green to put him in my top 50, but I think somebody. I mean,
He could be a steal and a
he's
league
kinda
winner for
dart
somebody.
throw back here at the back
Absolutely.
in the 50. I might would take my shot at
Yeah.
I would take my shot at Josh Gordon or T.Y. Hilton over like Robert Woods. I think.
Yeah. That's fine.
If you can have AJ Green as your wide receiver 3 on a roster, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
That would be
Let's
awesome.
go ahead
It depends on how it depends on your roster. A lot of this stuff depends on roster. How you're valuing these guys. For us, we have a really solid lineup. We don't want anybody that's going to be boom or bust in our starting lineup. I'd rather have a guy like Bob Woods, who I know is going to put up good numbers. But yeah, I see if you're drafting that you might want to take a guy that has higher upside, like a Josh Gordon or somebody
absolutely.
like that. But in roster construction, it changes. Things change.
Yeah, it depends on what you got going on
Jared's
for sure.
Honorable mention was AJ Green. You guys got some quick ones just to touch on. Let's not go too long.
Or you got one?
I got a dart throw, very around 50. I like McCole Hardman. I think he's tethered to Patrick Mahomes. I think he's an awesome athlete.
I'll tell you what. One of Tyreek or Watkins won't be there next year.
Yeah,
So
I really like that. He's
that's
he's
true.
going to be the
pretty
new
interesting.
wide receiver 2 in Kansas City before we know it, and he's awesome.
Yeah, I like it. Michael, who you got?
I've got 2. Can I only do 1 or can I do 2?
Let's just you can do both, but quickly.
Okay. One of them is Kyler Murray.
Okay.
I think there's 3 quarterbacks going to be quarterback 1 overall. It's Mahomes, Watson, and they got the best shots at it. But there's an outside chance this little guy, he could run his way. He
How
throws.
about Lamar Jackson?
See, Lamar's got the running that Kyler does, but Kyler can actually throw the ball. So you're looking at a souped-up Lamar Jackson with an arm. There's a chance. Other guy, Curtis Samuel, Tyreek Hill Jr.
Okay. Fair. I mean, I don't
as he
mind
fades
it.
away.
I think next year we could be talking Curtis Samuel in a totally different light. It could be
Top 10.
it
Top
could be something
top
crazy.
1.
My honorable mention is
Yeah, go ahead.
Baker Mayfield. In that offense, leading that offense, I don't know how much they're going to score. I think they're going to score a whole lot. I think he could be legitimately have a season not quite the same as Mahomes had last year, but I think it could be close. I think he could be QB3 easily.
You really are.
How
the
far
quarterback
did
guy.
Marlon Mack fall from grace? Did he come close for any of you guys?
Yeah, he was actually.
Yeah,
in
he was
line.
at the end.
I've got him written kind of towards the
I have him.
side.
I have him at the
45.
end. I have.
It says do not draft Mac.
I have in order. I have Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp, Duke Johnson, Marlon Mack.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the Duke not make it just because of the hype lately, but I think it's a smart decision.
I mean, but he's right there though. I think he's right at the end.
Is Chase Edmonds kind of close as the step into DJ?
No.
Who the hell's
Yeah,
Chase Edmonds?
He's
I like
DJ's
Chase
bad
Edmonds,
but
but
I don't.
I'm kidding.
I don't.
he's
I
not
think,
top 50.
Yeah, no.
that's
Yeah, I
crazy.
agree,
That's
but-
the
All right, I
weirdest
like
thing you
it.
ever said.
Anything? Any closing thoughts? You guys
It's
got
gonna be a
anything?
fun week 1, guys.
Yes, we are
Yeah.
week 1 again. I'm gonna talk about it again. I know.
Let me say something that we should probably say. We will take this list and we will put it on our Twitter.
Yes, for sure.
So everybody can see it. I know it's kind of hard to follow up while
We'll
we're
get roasted.
unless you're writing it down. Go ahead and roast us. Yeah, it's sloppy. You got to remember this is 4 guys trying to agree on a list, but yeah, we're gonna have it on our Twitter at Beyond
FFP.
Beyond FFP.
Yep.
Find us
He
on
is
Twitter.
in
P as in
paper,
Parker.
as in Parker. So
We'll be ready to
So
fight.
follow us on Twitter at Beyond FFP. Make sure you catch it. Enjoy week 1.
Yeah, we're back. Week
Listen
1, baby.
we are here. We're going to be doing podcasts every week. Listen to our DFS episode if you guys are into that kind of stuff. We did that last week. Be sure to check that out. Check this out.
I think Michael, did you have a live read didn't we have an ad this week?
Well, I almost choked on a grape on the way over here, and it was from Harris Teeter. So I'm thinking Publix,
Publix.
Go shopping at Publix. 15% off when you
less
use
harsh grapes.
Oh my gosh. All right. Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at BeyondFFP and check us out on YouTube at Beyond the Fantasy Football Podcast. We'll catch you next time.